Welcome back to Asgard, and welcome to episode 24 of our SkyFactory 2.5 modded Minecraft Let's Play series. If you recall last episode, we've been working on applied energistics the past few episodes. So since then, I've ran cabling, just kind of like how we did before, just dense cables down through. I was thinking about originally setting up a quantum link chamber, these to move the channels over, but then I decided I'm just going to run cabling because I know the quantum link chamber does pull a bit of power, and I really don't want to have to run or do a quantum link chamber for each platform, because I figure we'll also use them in maybe a few of the RF tools dimensions or something like that. So we'll end up setting up one later, but not right now. I also added crafting blocks here. I went ahead and did the 64K and the crafting co-processing throughout those. I'm going to end up adding some more, but for right now we just have two, so we can initiate two different crafting requests at the same time, and they're going to run fairly quickly, and we can actually do big bulk amounts. And the reason I did so much 64K is because crafting very many of the extra cells, if you look right here, these things actually take a bit of crafting to do. I've taught it up to this tier right now. I'm working on the next tier. So if we pull this up, pull that back up actually. No, extra cells. I don't want actually the crafting terminal. I want... Okay, so if we teach it this one, and let's go ahead and encode the pattern, and we'll make one of those so that we can get the last tier set up, and I'll show you just how expensive they are. In a normal world, these are really hard to build up to. Honestly, however, in a SkyFactory world, once you get everything automated, it's really not that bad. You don't want to make just a ton of these. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Alright. So we're going to have it make one of these. Oh, it's that's why it's taking so long. It's calculating. If you notice, it's going to take like 1880 Certus quartz. Let's see what else. That's like the major thing, it looks like. I mean, it's going to take a bunch of each processor and 431 logic processors, but hey, that's why we get all these materials, right? So let's go ahead and start it up, and we can see it on here. And stuff like that does take a decent amount of crafting CPUs as far as the storage and bytes and stuff. And I've loaded up this interface stack. I haven't actually dropped the floor yet. There will be one more, on the bottom there. I've only got these two left to fill, which I did go ahead and set it up for Botania. We've already got our Botania flowers getting put into here. And if you notice, we've got a decent amount. I put those into storage drawers as well. And I also taught it how to make the white petals, and then in turn the floral dyes as well. And I haven't set up the automated wheat farm yet. Oh, I should actually... Why is that out? I think I had something ran up there before, maybe. That's right. I broke it to find where that was a while back. I did go ahead and set the system up here to keep 64 of the different processors, pure Certus and pure Fluix. I'm not worried about pure nether quartz because nether quartz is something we have a ton of, an absolute ton of. So, and then the different conduits that we use, it keeps 64 of those on hand, and then bread as well. So once we have the wheat farm set up, it's just going to keep 64 bread on hand at all times. And then later on, we'll have it just sent into our inventory or something. And then I also taught it to keep 64 charcoal on hand, which we'll be using later today. So the first thing that I want to cover, though, is going to be setting up a wireless terminal for this. And we might, I'm not entirely sure, we might end up having to set one up for each platform, but that's fine if we do. I'm not too worried about that. And by the way, I built out this a little bit more. I don't have recipes in all the machines. Now this top alloy smelter is set to do nothing. I'm still getting that FPS. It's set to do nothing but make charcoal. So it's just pretty much constantly making charcoal as we need it. And I wonder why it's not getting charged. That should, yeah, it should be charging it. Oh, that's right. I broke it off from the terminal, or from the Tesseract. Let me plug that back in really quick. It's going to be kind of important. And I'm still working on the FPS issue. I've went through most all the cables. So, I mean, it seems like it's gotten better. It's not doing it as often as it was previously, but it's still, you know, doing it on occasion. So, but I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. There we go. Okay, now it's getting charged. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the wireless terminal stuff. Oops. And this should be the, I know I said last episode was going to be the last Applied Energistics. This entire episode's not going to be AE stuff, just the very beginning of it. So we're going to go ahead and, let me find it here. There's the wireless booster. Right here, wireless access point. So pretty easy to make. We are going to need this wireless receiver, which is the Fluix Pearl. And let's see here. Wireless. Okay. And, oh, you know what? I was afraid of that. Let me actually cancel this crafting real quick. And it's going to work to get all this stuff caught back up. And if you notice, we can switch between the CPUs now. And you notice we have a couple different ones that are running. So, let's see here. Fluix. Dust. We're not going to be able to. Okay. Let me just grab... oops. I'm just going to grab a stack of this, or all of it, or whatever. And we'll go ahead and get this running through a sag mill. And then we should be good to go. Get our Fluix Pearl. We'll just throw it in here. And get our wireless access point, or wireless receiver, and then in turn get our wireless access point. No, we need a calculation processor. Okay, that's fine. We'll get these cooking. Ah. Yeah, that one's busy. Is this one already configured? It should, yeah, it should be. Okay. Oops. And you know what I'm going to tell it to do? This insulated redstone conduit, let's go ahead and tell it to keep 64 of that on hand as well. Because we'll actually be using that a bit as we progress. Okay. Alright. Now we should have, was it calculation, I think? Yes. Alright, so we got our wireless access point. And we're also going to want these wireless boosters. If I can find right here. These wireless boosters here. Now we do need ender pearl powder for that. So let's go ahead and teach our system to make the ender pearl powder. So we're going to tell it if you take one of these, and put it into, well, I gotta do that first. Okay. Alright, so if you take the ender pearl dust and put it, or the ender pearl in there, you're gonna get the ender pearl powder and set that, and then we're gonna teach it to make the wireless booster. And encode that, because we'll need a few of these. Now I can't remember if this can hold 16 of these or if it's 64. I don't know. Let's see, we'll put it into this one. Okay, now we should be good to go on that. Let's go ahead and craft, we'll go ahead and craft like 40 of them, that's fine. It shouldn't take it too long. It's just going to break down the ender pearls. So we'll set our wireless booster. We'll set it right there. So it's online. The range is 16 meters right now. That's why we want these boosters, because the range is not that far. Now generally I'll say I prefer the logistics pipes and have the remote order because it's infinite range, but this pack does not have logistics pipes, which kind of surprised me. Okay, it is 64 on there. I couldn't remember. Alright, so let's get 24 of those. And while that's crafting, let's go ahead and get our wireless terminal. So it's just going to be another receiver, and then one of these dense energy cells, which I don't believe... Okay, I didn't teach it to make the energy cells, so we'll go ahead and teach it that, just because we can. Oops. Basically, once you get an applied energistic system set up, you might as well just teach it everything. Everything that you go to craft, just teach it to it. Unless you know it's something that you're never going to need again, like the wireless terminal or something. Alright, so these energy cells... Oops. No, I don't want that. I want 8 of these. And our wireless boosters should be done now. So we'll go ahead and put those in there. So we have a 528 meter range, which should, I would think, cover our whole base. It should. We'll see once we get our terminal set up. And you'll notice it does drain a bit of power. We'll take a double look at that in just a second. So we'll get our dense cell. And then I believe I taught it to make ME terminals. No, I didn't. I lied. Alright, so let's get... Okay, we need some more cores. Start that one. And start that one. And now... let's get our terminal taught. Encode that, and we'll go ahead and get one, throw it back in there. And then the last thing that we're going to need is another one of these wireless receivers. So let's get a Fluix Pearl. I didn't teach you how to make those. Okay. Get some dust. And we'll teach it how to make Fluix Pearls as well. That's right, I just taught it how to make the Ender Pearl dust. I didn't teach you how to make the Fluix Pearls. Okay. now we should be good to get this. Oh. Okay, there we go. Get one of those. And yeah, let's go ahead and teach it to make the receiver too. We might as well. Teach it all things. Okay, and we want the wireless terminal. Go ahead and get that. I'm not going to teach it that. And then we'll go ahead and get the wireless universal terminal. That way it can handle items, fluids, gases, and essentia. We might as well because it's fairly cheap. So we'll just need a wireless terminal, and then we can do it with any of the like ME terminals or whoops. Go over to this one, and we'll get it to craft a terminal for us. I believe just the standard terminal works for this, doesn't it? No, we'll have to make an essentia terminal. Okay, we'll cover that later on. Or wait, do we have to... Okay, no, I don't want the essentia terminal. Universal terminal. So we can use a standard one. Well, I wonder why... ME terminal and then a wireless terminal. Huh. That should work. Okay, maybe I need a fluid terminal, perhaps? Let me get the cores crafted. Maybe it's... There we go, ME fluid terminal. And, oh. Let me grab that. And that. There we go. Now we have a wireless universal terminal. So it's not a big deal for us at the moment. And if you notice, it's automatically wirelessly charging. That's due to the wireless access point, I believe. And if you notice, it is drawing quite a bit of power, which I need to build the next reactor actually fairly soon. So we'll get that put in there. And if you notice, we can go over and link this to the device here. Wait a second. So not shift click. Okay. Thought we just linked it like right here. Okay, give me 1 second to figure this out. I can't remember. Like I said, I don't normally use this. I use the logistics pipe. So give me 1 second and I'm going to get this figured out and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, welcome back. We just had to craft a security terminal was the issue. I forgot about these. I was thinking they were just for adding security to your system. And then you can just put it up here and it's going to link it to your system. And it'll get you this wireless terminal. And then if you want, you can shift click it and it's going to change between the modes, between fluid and you know, just your standard terminal. So we'll leave it on standard for now since we're not storing fluids in it. And then of course you can craft and stuff with it, which is really nice. So that pretty much covers that. The next thing that I want to do here, just really quick, is I want to go ahead, because we haven't made one yet. Actually, I don't need Endro. I just need this. We're going to want the wireless charger from Ender.io, and pretty easy to make. We are going to need this Ender resonator, which I believe I should have Enderman heads. No, I don't. Okay. Well, let me Right. Okay. Let me run over here and see if we have Enderman heads in here. Because I haven't organized this whole system just yet. We should. It's the head crumbs ones. Not... I don't know if these will actually work. Let's check. Okay, they will work. Cool. So that's what we want. Or at least I believe they will. Slice and splice. No, they only work for the slice and splice and the powered spawner. Okay. Well. Okay, I'll tell you what. Give me a second. I'm going to change this over and I'm going to get my head cutting sword. And I'll be back in just a little bit once I get these ender heads. I'll double check in here. Okay, I'll be back. I got that made. And so let's run back over here. And we'll get this wireless charger made. So we'll need some electrical steel and octadic capacitor. I've got all that. And that's going to get us this wireless charger. Now we'll just plug this in. I think we'll just set it right there. And now if you notice, it's fairly quickly charging this jetpack up when I'm just standing here. And that way, just when we come over here to craft and stuff, we'll be getting our jetpack charged, because we spend a lot of time in the AE system, so I figured that would probably be the best place to put it. Eventually we'll put them all around the base and stuff, so. Now the next thing that I want to do is kind of going to lead into next episode, because I figured I've been wanting to do magic again. We haven't spent a whole lot of time on magic, but I figure we should go ahead. We're close enough to finishing Britannia. Let's go ahead and knock through Britannia in the next couple episodes. Summon the Gaia Spirit and all that good stuff, and finish it out as far as the progression on that before we start with Thaumcraft and Witchery, just because, you know, we're close enough, we might as well. So what I'm going to want to make today is, just to get us ready for next, what am I writing? Just to get us ready for next episode, let's go ahead and set up automating our charcoal energy production, so that we can you know, have that running all the time and then shut off whenever it's done and everything. So what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to want is, do I want to do 2 of these or 1 of these? I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and just do 2 of them, just because it simplifies things a bit. And we're going to get, do I have books made? I do not. So let me teach my system how to make books, just so we've got it in the system. So there you go, and let's go ahead and teach you how to make paper as well with the sugarcane method. Actually, between this episode and next, I'm probably going to make just a quick annihilation plane farm, and I'll show it to you guys next episode and just cover how it works. It's really, really simple, just a matter of crafting the blocks and stuff. So we're going to want, let's go ahead and get a couple books here. And you know what else I need to teach my system how to make is redstone torches. I've got a few in here, but I don't have. There we go. Okay. Like I said, just teach your system everything. I know by the time I get finished with it, I tend to have just absolute ton of interfaces and assemblers and everything, because that way my system, or my my AE system can pretty much just craft everything that we want. But if you put a book and a redstone torch like that, it's going to get you this redstone volume 1, and then we'll jump over here. Oh, you know what I need, actually, before I forget, is I need to grab some insulated redstone conduit. We've got, of course, we're keeping 64 on hand now, so let's switch it with that. That's fine. Okay. So we'll jump back over here, and what these bookcases allow you to do, the Bibliocraft bookcases, if you put a redstone book in there, you can set how much of a redstone emission that it's going to create. So we are going to, is it here? Yeah. We're going to set that there, and we're just going to set a redstone or a bookcase right here. I know it's not the prettiest thing, but it'll work for now. Eventually I may do something with this area, build something here or something. You have this like GUI here, and oh, you know what I forgot to grab is redstone. Okay, come on. There we go. Oh, and by the way, I just made a white ender pouch, so that way we can just open it up, throw stuff in there, and it automatically goes into our system. So it does look like this range is plenty for us, so that's great. Let me go ahead and request that storage cell again. Yeah, go ahead and work on that. Give you something to chew through. So if we put redstone down here, if you notice it says it's a redstone power of 1, and that's going to, you know, kind of dictate how much is in this system. I can't move that. Okay. We will set it up, say, right here instead. So there's no redstone being sent out. But if we throw, say, this redstone volume 1 in there, now I may have to turn it. Okay. Actually, I'm just going to set a bookcase right here for right now. And if we put, say, this in there, is that not going to transmit? No. Shoot, I was thinking it would. We may have to run cables, which is fine to do that. So let's say we put it here, and we connect a redstone conduit to it, and then throw this in there. Oh, you know what it is. It's because I still have this set. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that, guys. Let's grab this back. Okay, so if it's coming in from the back, and we have this in here, and we throw, say, this book in there. If you notice, it's going to emit a redstone signal of 2. That's because we have it in the second slot, well, the third slot, but the first slot is no signal. So if we put it in the first slot, there's going to be no signal coming out of it. And then, of course, it's 1, 2, and so on, all the way up to 15. So if we put it in the 16th slot, you're going to get a redstone output of 15. So let's grab this back, and we're going to put it just right there is fine. And we're going to put a redstone book in the 16th slot. So what that's going to do is it's going to make it so that this is not going to put out any redstone unless, any kind of redstone signal, unless the strength of that signal is 15 or greater. Because it's on the compare side. So you've got, right here is going to be your input side. And then you have 2 compares, then you have your output side. And the strength of the signal is based on how full the inventory is. So it scales up, 15 being totally full, and 0, of course, being totally empty. And we're going to do the same on this other side. So set that there, and of course right now it has a redstone signal being output, but as soon as we put our bookcase here, put the book in the last slot, no redstone signal. And I'm going to go ahead and break that. Let's see. Move this to there. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring this out, connect it here, then do the same right there. And I guess I'll go ahead and bring them underground. I don't have my ring of magnetism on right now. Probably should, but I had it off because I was messing around over there with the flowers and stuff, and took it off because I was pulling in all the flowers. And then of course I was messing with this as well, so. And I started building something out there. I'm going to try to get a bunch of stuff moved over for next episode, so just be aware. And I'm going to disable that connection. And this connection. Man, this is going to be annoying. I got insulated because it shouldn't want to connect to everything there is. Okay. And we're just going to bring it over and connect it here. No. Stop it. There we go. And then we'll do the same on this side. Okay. There we go. So all that's linked up. And the way I have this over here set up is I have our ME network. Of course, it's, you know, it's breaking from the P2Ps with a gray channel here, and then it's sending up channels. And then right here I have export buses that are taking charcoal. Now right now I have them set up to active with signal. What we're going to do... Oh, I forgot something here. Let me think. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to go get some timer. I don't even know why I'm going over there. Well, I actually probably need to put it in my system. Let's go ahead and get some timers. We'll just get the standard one, that's fine. So we'll get a couple of those. And I forgot to teach it to my system, but oh well. I'll teach it in a minute. And what we're going to do is... Where do I want to set this up at? Okay, actually I'm going to move this. Break this connection. Break that. And that. It can just fall. I don't care. That and that. Okay. So we'll bring our... We'll set our timer up right here. And we'll change the interval. Let's see, we've got 4 of these. A piece of charcoal burns for, I think, like 6 seconds? 5 seconds. Yeah, 5 seconds. So we'll set our interval time to... let's see, we'll say 6 seconds. So that way what's going to happen is it's going to output 1 every 6 seconds, and that'll keep all 4 of these fed. So they'll be kind of spread out as far as when they get them, but all 4 of them are going to get the charcoal. And we'll just bring this over so that once... You know, that's the lock side. So anytime that it gets a pulse, it's going to reset this connection. And we'll do the same over here. Set up our timer. And we'll set it up for 6 seconds. And you could do this with blocks as well. Actually... Let me think here. Yeah, actually we'll do it with blocks. I'm sorry. So let's teach our system. Okay. To make blocks of charcoal. I'll change this up just a little bit. Oh, you can't do blocks of charcoal. No. Okay. Huh. How curious. Well, there is also these blaze, or do they not have the blaze blocks either? Blaze lamps. Okay, that's it. Once we set up a blaze farm, I may change it over to the blaze lamps. But I don't really want to run them right now because I know we're getting a ton of blaze powder in, but it's not necessarily infinite, whereas the charcoal is. So we'll just leave it at this for right now. 6 seconds, 6 seconds. And then what we'll do is, probably should have moved that over, but that's fine. I might end up rearranging this or something when I set it up, but I think I'm just going to have something set up. Okay, you know what? It's dropping. How much is it dropping? 4 a time. Okay. So let's actually change this then to, say, I'm going to say 22 seconds. And same over here. Okay. We'll change this. 25 and 25. Because it is dropping the 4 at a time, so. When I tested it before with the redstone pulse, it was just dropping 1 at a time. But I'm assuming possibly because of the lever. I was using a lever and just toggling it, just really, really quick. But I guess the timer emits a longer pulse, so. But yeah, now this is, let's see, it's still not fast enough, or it's still not short enough. Let's see, adjust that. And this. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to optimize this timing, and then I'll be back in just a welcome second. Back. It would seem that about 45 seconds is optimal. So this one just dropped it, and it did start this. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to grab that. We'll throw them back in the system. It started them about midway through, so. But if you notice, these are still burning. They stop about halfway. That's when it dropped it last time. So, or when I changed it over, you know. So, but it does seem like 45 seconds is optimal for the charcoal, which is surprising. I was thinking charcoal only had like a burn time of like 6 seconds, but apparently I was mistaken on that. So to quickly recap on the system, you're going to have your maniples connected to the redstone comparators, just the standard Minecraft one's fine, with the oak bookcase from Bibliocraft and that redstone volume 1 in the 15th slot. So it can only emit a redstone pulse when this pool is full. So, and whenever that happens, it's going to emit a redstone pulse into this insulated redstone conduits. It's going to come around and hit a timer. That way, if it does have redstone, it'll keep that signal out. And of course, whenever this gets a pulse, it would reset the timer. Yeah, if you notice, that timing is like perfect. Honestly, maybe like 53 seconds, maybe. But it's pretty optimal. So it's going to emit a signal as soon as that pool gets full, and thus that'll emit the signal and keep this pretty well reset and shut off once these get full. And then when they're not full, it comes around, emits a redstone signal, and it activates the ME system that's set. These export buses are set to redstone mode, active with signal with a redstone card. And that means as soon as they get a signal, it's going to eject a charcoal into the open crate and thus drop it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So make sure you got those redstone cards in there. If you notice, if I pull it out, it just starts dropping. It has no redstone control if you don't have that redstone card in there. So just keep that in mind. And that's pretty much got our Britannia mana generation set up. So next episode we'll get back into Britannia and start covering that. Because if you notice, the system's pretty much drained itself. I threw some blocks on there, but I hate doing manual charcoal and stuff. I know it's a little bit late as far as automating it, but you know, we haven't really done too much with Britannia, so that's fine. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and that should just about wrap up our applied energistics stuff. I know I said that last episode, but then I forgot. You know, we should do the wireless setup and everything. So, yeah. But the only other thing I can think of that we should cover is, like, we might briefly cover at some point the paintballs, and then the quantum links and a few other little odd and end things like that, but nothing too major. We'll also, later on, we'll cover keeping your inventory stocked. I believe there's a way, I'm sure there's a way to do it with this pack. I'll have to double check. I'm used to doing it with Pneumaticraft, but since that's not in the pack, I mean, you know, we could keep a chest filled with certain things, but I prefer to have it just immediately sent to your inventory. Pneumaticraft's great for that, but this pack doesn't have Pneumaticraft, of course, so but I'll take a look into that, and we might, you know, we'll cover that when it comes time for that. But also a few little odd and end things like that with applied energistics. But for the most part, I feel like we've covered most everything that you need to build a really, you know, pretty powerful, efficient AE system. So I'm going to add on some more of these and whatnot, so that way we can have more things being requested and stuff. I usually make about 16 of those. They're really expensive, though. They do take a while, but honestly, they're nothing. They are nothing in comparison to making those storage components that we've got making. I don't know if it's done. Oh, it is done. Cool. So let's actually tell it now how to make these things. And just to end out the episode, we are going to pop one of these. Take a look at what it takes to craft that. So just out of curiosity, these things are just so big that it's going to be tough to fill them. I mean, it's pretty much the equivalent of like deep storage cells, but or deep storage units. But so if we were to tell it to craft one of these, and we keep in mind we've already got 1/3 of the process already done. Like, it takes so long to calculate it. And there we go. Okay, we would need over 10,000 redstone. That's nice. Bunch of sticks. Yeah, not gonna happen, basically. And that's only needing 2 more of the green stages. So we've already got 1/3 of it built, and it's still gonna take 10,000 redstone. Well, actually, like 12,000 redstone. So absolute ton of materials, a lot of gold, a lot of diamonds, a lot of sand, a lot of everything. So, but hey, at least our system knows how to make it if the day comes that we want to build one of those. So, which we could always set up a redstone farm and a gold farm and stuff like that and have it just pumping those things out fairly quickly, but you know, maybe one day. Maybe that's going to be our end goal for the series or something. And one thing that I have been forgetting about doing, I know I said a while back that we were going to do it, and it totally slipped my mind, actually, is those chance cubes. I need to sort through all this stuff. We said we were going to pop some chance cubes, and it totally slipped my mind, and so let's do that really quick. We'll end out the episode with all of our awesome FPS right now. I don't know. When I go through that building, it's like the FPS drops. So, like I said, I'm still working on going through all the wiring and stuff. There's actually a lot of wiring underneath there that's kind of a pain. So, okay. So let's go ahead and break this. And I don't know. Let me actually put on my ring just in case. because we don't know what's going to come out of this. We'll go ahead and pop this. What the hell? Oh, it made like a stone tomb for us. So let's take a look here. Is there anything inside of here? Oh, it's all monster eggs. That's wonderful. Yeah, every bit of it is monster eggs. Oh, that's always fun. Okay. Do we get anything if we kill all these? Break them all? Actually, we'll break them from the bottom so they immediately fall down. Alright, you guys come on. Alright, there you go. You're all dead. I actually went and I cleaned up the gravestones that were down there actually as well between this episode and last. And found all of our old stuff that we lost, like wooden axes and crooks and junk like that. But a little bit old tech stuff. But okay, I'm going to end the episode out there. As always, if you enjoyed it, please comment, like, subscribe. Very, very much appreciated. You guys have been doing awesome at that, and I just want to say thank you. Also, like I said, next episode, we'll jump back into Britannia. We'll spend maybe an episode or two and finish that out, kill the Guardian of Gaia. I mean, there's really not a ton left. I mean, we could go through it and build all the baubles, but there's really no point in that. So we'll jump back into Britannia. I figure next episode we'll set up the Alfheim portal, and I'm going to get some Terra Steel made probably between this episode and next, and we'll get our mana spreaders upgraded, which right now 4 Endoflames with 1 mana spreader is about as much as they're going to push. Maybe 5 or 6, but I know they can't run 8, which is ideal for that layout that we have. We'll just change over the timers and stuff, but the standard mana spreader is not going to push out enough, so it's just going to fill up the mana pool. But we'll be able to upgrade our mana spreaders next episode. So, so next episode probably the Alfheim portal and some maybe we'll cover enchanting with Britannia. It's not something I use a ton of because I usually don't do a whole lot of enchanting. And when I do, it's with Ender.io usually. But we'll take a look at that, and then the episode after that we'll probably take on the Guardian of Gaia and do some stuff like that. And then after that, I've got enough essence, I think, to make wither skeleton seeds from magical crops. So I'll probably make... I think I've got enough essence for probably 3 or 4 of those, and so I'll set those up and get those automated, and we'll get enough skulls to fight the wither, a couple times, and kill him once, like kind of legit and everything, and then we'll build a mob grinder for him with Draconic Evolution. It's really, really nice. So probably I want to say 2 episodes of Britannia, and then we'll do an episode with the Wither, and then we'll start getting into Draconic Evolution. So I think that'll be pretty exciting. That way we'll have Terra Steel and stuff, equipment for the Wither. It'll be our first real battle in this series. So, well, after Guardian of Gaia, but yeah. So look forward to that, and yeah, I hope you guys have a good one. And until next episode, do take care, and I hope to see you then.